Hey, what's happening, y'all? This is the Sowell Unveiled Cosmic Wanderer podcast. This is Jason. I'm the host. Well, actually, we're going to have two hosts. I'm co-host one, and co-host two is Jason Dorris.
Host with the ghost.
host with the ghost. We decided to kind of make this a twofer thing, Jason squared.
Cube.
Let me get rid of this song. So, what you think about that new song?
I like that song.
That's my new intro. I don't know if people like it or not.
Well, I mean,
it's kind of raw, I thought.
I like it. And also, if you get something you like that and you get domain.
Well, I had to pay, I had to pay. I had to pay for the license.
I understand that. Well, things cost things, right?
I could use it forever.
Yeah.
So for whatever I want to do, Anyway, Jason, well, this is our third episode, and Jason was a guest on the first two episodes, and I don't know, I decided it would be a good idea to bring him on with me, and like I said, it's both of us, and we'll still have guests down the road planned, just like if I was going to continue to do this thing. But anyway, kind of talking too much, but yeah, that's what we're going to do. And today, what we're going to do, I was planning on doing it without Jason. I was going to do it solo, like a trapeze artist without the net. But so Jason, in essence, is the net. I need somebody to feed off and make me look good. Anyway, I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point anymore. But yeah, this episode is about time.
About time.
And how important time is. Over the past year, I've had a couple things happen to me that completely changed my perspective on time and how much time we have here. So what I've been trying to do over the last few months is spend my time doing things that make me happy. And that's pretty much what it's about. It's being happy and hanging out with other people that want to be happy. So that's why Jason's here with us.
That was heavy and beautiful at the same time, man. Appreciate that.
Well, it's all scripted. I got it all scripted. But yeah, man. But honestly, though, they say what's the saying? You are what you eat. That's what they say, right?
Or it's not what goes in a man's mouth that defiles him, but what comes out.
Well, there you go. That's a little bit more sophisticated than the way I said mine. But either way, the points are still conveyed either way.
Right.
As a joke. But in the other one, but anyway, you are what you are what you eat. Well,
you are
what you eat. Right. Yeah, you are what you do. So what you spend your time doing the majority of the time is what you are, what you become.
You're talking about the value of getting context to how valuable time is because of recent losses that were huge, lifelong losses. That's crazy. Comes out. I mean, serious.
Right. So it makes you
perspective.
Oh, I've had a couple perspective changes. I don't know the plural for perspective changes, but over the last 5 years, I've made a lot of different changes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the most impactful probably over the past year, where I kind of want to move the direction of how I spend my time and what I do. And it's for me, it's spending time with close friends, family,
right,
and also, man, doing stuff by myself too. I sometimes like zoning out. Listen, I know I'm not a very good painter. I know I'm not. I don't do it because I think I'm good. I do it because I enjoy doing it. And it's the only time that I'm really mellow and chill is when I'm painting.
Well, what did you tell me? You've been painting about 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah, about 5 years.
And you gave me a beautiful painting of the Charleston Bridge, which is like what would you call it?
Well, don't talk too much about it because I may have promised that painting to somebody else and I forgot about it. And I don't want to be in some kind of triangle of somebody being angry.
You can give
that was what I was.
I'll give it back to you to get back to him.
I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, but this is
You
really,
must have been hanging out with Chris and Toby too long.
no, but they made an impact in a short time, though, I suppose.
Well, I was talking about like having a good heart, but regifting things.
Oh, right, right. Well, I don't know.
I mean, that's
but yeah, you know, we're joking around, having a good time because it makes me happy. It makes him happy. But again, it's about time and what you spend your time doing. And are you making a positive impact on other people? You know, that doesn't have to be your thing, you know, but I think you should do what makes you happy without hurting somebody else, you know?
Sure. Well,
but yeah. And, anyway, Jason's going to be, a co-host here on out. Anyway, I'm going to let Jason talk here, but the name of this episode is going to be Finding Flow, Make Time Matter. And I was going to do this by myself, and then I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So anyway, Jason's going to be doing these podcasts with me. I'm glad he's here.
hey, thank you. You know, one of my first questions about time is, why does a Rolex cost so damn much?
Well, I think it's probably the craftsmanship, number one.
Okay.
The materials that are involved in building that watch.
Nice.
So, I don't know. I would actually like a Rolex.
We do. No, I know that was a random.
I'll never have enough money to have an actual Rolex. And if I was going to have one, I would want to have like the Mac.
It's got the oyster shell.
Well, yeah, right.
Or the oyster one.
Yeah, but just anyway. Anyway, go ahead, Jason. I'm interrupting.
All right. No, you weren't. That was a weak intro, but what's interesting.
That was my fault.
No. Me with the Rolex joke, you know. So I think we touched on this in the second podcast, but that we were raised and everybody told us that we were if they did even have enough knowledge, we're in a 3-dimensional world. And then you start reading history and teachers start talking to you, you get a little bit older, and somebody mentions Einstein and whether he was who he was claimed to be or not. It's ascribed to him that time is understanding of the 4th dimension, length, height, width, and then time. And then so now we're in, all of us that are still around are, you know, going into a journey where you can look in the mirror and you can see time passages. When you say, Jay?
Yeah, most definitely. I was also thinking, how could like Einstein, being as smart as he was, not invent that Velcro shit for those shoes they have now? Because he didn't like tying his shoes, right? Like he didn't tie, that was the big thing. He didn't, my speaker was off. He didn't tie his shoes. Why didn't he invent something to make it or wear loafers?
Oh, well, I mean, if you're asking me about Einstein personally, I think he's a total fucking, I'm serious.
No, you good.
That he was a psyop. That he did not. You still going?
No, yeah.
Okay. Well, that Einstein was a psyop. If you really want to know my personal opinion, just like Shakespeare was a psyop. That Francis Bacon, who was a 33-degree Mason, was known to have papers before and after that replicated Shakespeare, which was a joke because that came out of Longinus, who was supposed to be the Roman centurion that poked Christ's side with a spear. And so Shakespeare was a run-on play by Francis Bacon. So anyhow, I digress somewhere there in time.
Yeah, well, you know, you spent a lot of time researching and on all that. I was lost during some of that. But that's cool, though. You know, I like it. No, I understand some things. You know, we're a little bit, I was like, man, this dude's like, he's out there, you know. But that's why you're like, because I'm out there, too. They've got to balance each other out, you know.
Well, it's like we were talking about, like with Einstein, and, you know, forgive my memory glitches, but
he was a psyop.
that I think that whatever that he came up with, he was a front man. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
Okay.
Like he was the spokesperson for a group. Okay. Sure.
Kind of like a modern day Zuckerberg.
Right.
That if anybody wants to do their research.
Well, I'm sure he had a team and, it was.
But in the 70s, the dark budget programs in the government came up with a computer system called LifeLog, and then they waited to find somebody that could be a front head, and LifeLog turned into, once the interfaces got better, technology turned into Facebook.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about posers versus people.
Right. Oh, I gotcha. Well, yeah, I'm not much into
conspiracy.
I don't spend no, not that. I'm into that. I'm saying, like with my time, I used to worry and, get freaked out. I could look up in the sky and start thinking, man, that really goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. And then I'd kind of get freaked out. You know what I mean? I'd be like, I would have to like mellow myself out over it. But so it's all about time and how I spend my time, but I don't worry about trivial.
Right.
I used to, man. I used to waste somebody, and I still do. I'm on Facebook. I'm on social media.
Yeah.
I spend the majority of my time making fun of my brother or his friend, or I actually make fun of myself a good bit as well. Also promote myself a little bit. I'm well aware.
Well, it's healthy. It's healthy to be self-effacing every now and then, but bounce back.
No, man. Yeah, but straight up. But I like to do things full bore, man. So, I'm trying to figure this thing out, this podcast thing. But we're going to get there. Once I start learning some of the other things, I just don't want to spend a bunch of time on it. So, and that's for real. But going back, honestly, though, I was talking about over the past.
To Tom.
Yeah, the real, 15 minutes into the episode.
Time
after everybody was like, who are these two nut jobs or whatever? And they've already cut it off. But at least you listen. No, honestly, though, if you are like a first-time listener, I appreciate it. That's cool. It really is.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah. Exactly. Feel free to comment and tell your friends. But over the past year, I, learned to appreciate time a lot more. And some of the different things I did that occupied my time, where they kind of, I just started doing this the last couple months, getting rid of things that take up too much time. And things that I spend time on that are working well for me and productive and making me happy.
Right.
Continue to build on those things. That's what I'm trying to do. And I also like to branch out and try new things. Because, again, why not try? I'm not scared of failing. You know what I mean? So,
well, in this kind of like a proprietary of 7 to 6 years,
right,
my time has shifted in so many ways, significant, and almost where I wouldn't even like recognize prior to that looking at a picture, almost, other than I have memories about.
Man, when you had traumatic,
even before that.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, I didn't know you that much before that, but yeah, I mean, you went through the most traumatic experience, so.
But it does, that actually works against what I would used to feel before. Like, I never felt so fallible until I woke up in the hospital, right?
Right.
So,
sure.
After that, talking about time and like estimating it and what its value and worth is an interesting thing. And as you know, as well as I do, when you go through something traumatic or several things that it requests and requires you to reevaluate some things.
Right. Well, right, exactly. And then, sometimes this first time that you may experience something, something traumatic. I mean, listen, I don't have anything crazy traumatic happen, but, I'm just like everybody else. But this past year, man, I've had a couple things that kind of went down that were pretty traumatic in my life.
Pretty heavy.
Yeah, pretty heavy. And it kind of, the first 6 months, I was still kind of, weirded out by some things. But the last few months, I've been trying to come up with ways. And that's why I started thinking about time. I've been trying to pay a lot closer attention to what I'm doing throughout the course of the day. I'm on my phone.
You're right.
Man, I tried to discontinue with the technology, and I had a phone, regular smartphone, whatever, nothing crazy, but it was all cracked up. I needed a new one. And I said, I don't know, this was 5-6 months ago. I said, well, this is a good time.
Right.
You know what? Like technology and all that, I'm going to go and get me a flip phone. Like my dad has a flip phone.
My dad does.
Yeah, but my dad is the smartest, wisest man I've ever met in my life.
I think they can only sell them to people that are over 80.
Well, those are those jitterbug, but the flip phone. But I tried it, man, and I got it, and I found myself off of Facebook a lot more. I'd come home to my computer, which was my cell phone, because I still had, Wi-Fi. So it was like a computer, not my phone anymore, because I had the flip phone. Anyway, some things you can't live without. I had to go back, because emails you have to, for business. There's different things you have to have. I don't know who I was fooling.
Right.
I thought I was already in Costa Rica, which I will be, but I wasn't. So I got to have a phone.
Well, I had a friend, Gene Huntsinger, I met in Oregon, and then, interesting enough, we both moved to Asheville, not knowing it, and hooked back up. And I did hardwood floors projects for him. But I remember back when I lived in Oregon that
you met him in Oregon. And
I did Oregon.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and then ran into each other in Asheville.
Really? Like,
oh yeah,
just out of the blue.
Yes, 100%.
What are the damn odds of that?
It's very slim, I think. Yeah, Gene Huntsinger, wonderful fella. I hope he's still alive. Tried to reach out to him recently, but anyhow. But talking about time, that at that time we had flip phones, because there wasn't no smartphones, and when I came to Asheville and I was working with Gene, we hooked back up for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. He finally, he welcomed me into the 21st century because I finally got a smartphone. Just one of those things. Time.
Well, man, the phones, they're overrated. Well, but the world has us held hostage. You know, I mean, you can't. It's part of this isn't a political show. It's an agenda. You have to be dependent on something,
right?
And you don't have to. You really don't have to be dependent on anything. But
that's why some people crawl out into the woods, right, and build themselves a cabin and get off the grid. Sometimes,
right?
Times,
right.
Because there's something that came to my mind when I was younger, and I don't think this had to do with being younger, but the course of 24 hours in a day and 60 minutes in an hour and all that, I swear that up to being in my 20s, maybe mid-20s, that the days seemed longer, even though they held the same time.
Right. What? Right. It's, it also, I'm sitting there stuttering. Think about this. When you were a kid and you were out of school for the summer, remember how long,
awesome.
You remember how long those summers I mean, you would be like, when school start, somebody, so-and-so, and you,
man,
what? You were surprised, but it went on forever. But the older you get now, I'm sorry for
no, that's great.
Everything is freaking flying.
Yeah, flying. That's what I'm saying. The older you get, the faster it gets or something. It seems like there's some kind of correlation there. I'm not sure. But
that's the humans have evolved in that way. That is
Or maybe it's devolution.
No, well, technology is, but they've evolved think about it. They've evolved in that way. You know what? This isn't about time or anything, but like when you have,
the time has come today,
but I had no idea. But, yeah.
You know what's fun about time?
What?
That it's, emit backwards.
Right.
All right. That was retarded, but it is emit backwards, actually, Tom. So, we're hanging out in Tom.
Just hanging out with Tom. You know, like I said, I had kind of like jotted down like a little timeline of stuff I was going to talk about on this episode because I was going to be doing it by myself, you know, so I needed something to go by. But, you know, I didn't do that with Jason on the first or second episode, and I thought they were pretty. I mean, you carried me, clearly. You know, you carried me in those 2 episodes.
No.
It was almost like I had to bring you back because then they're like, man, like, yeah, he should have that other guy. That other guy should actually be doing this show with not. No, I'm just messing with you. Yeah.
But alluding back to where we were, kind of touching on timestamps, was you and I were talking about how when we were younger, it seemed like the same 24 hours held a lot longer day than it does now. And that doesn't seem to me because we're older. It just seems like there's something happening outside of what.
Well, it's things that in our daily lives we become slaves to. See, when you're a young kid,
yeah,
you know, the mentality is, you know, you have no idea how long you've been in the swimming pool during the summer. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
And like how long and then when do we have to leave? Oh, we don't have to leave for, you know, two more hours. And then, I mean, it lasts forever.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was always happy. I was always happy. Always had a good time.
Never felt disappointed because it was shortened.
Right. Even if I did something wrong and my dad tore my ass off,
oh God,
I was still happy. You know what I mean?
I remember the leather belt with brass notches, man. Lord have mercy.
I was still happy. So I think, you know, that has a lot to do with how you spend your time is when you're happy, or, you know, and people also use things. I mean, and I don't judge anybody.
Right.
I've, you know, watched a bunch of TV shows. What do you marathon? That's what you call a marathon? Yeah.
Sure.
I've done that. I've eaten that. You know, I've done all that. But that's not so I'm not judging anybody, but that's not a good way to spend your time.
Right.
You know, it's okay to rest your body. Oh, now that's something too. Rest. Doing nothing, spending your time doing absolutely nothing is also highly recommended, I would think.
Well, I mean, I think it's self-evident that every living thing needs a rest so it can be best at what it does when it's working, which means taking time, right?
That's right. Time for yourself. And that's how it's got to, you know, you got to build on that. That's how I would do it. Make time. If I'm happy, everyone that I come in contact with is happy. You know what I mean? They may be annoyed.
Right.
I can annoy people real, you know, I'm annoying, you know?
I mean, I think to be living is to be annoying.
Right.
I mean, like, we're trying to define it better.
Right. But, you know, I enjoy having a good time, hanging out. And, you know, the things you spend your time doing, I got to the point where I was, you know, I'll tell you what, I started painting about 5 years ago.
Okay.
It was kind of a therapeutic thing. I've never painted before.
What was that moment where you were just like, man, I'm going to do this?
Let's see.
Like, was there anything led up to it, or was it just...
I was in Walmart in Monk's Corner. I was living in Monk's Corner.
Right.
And I was, wait a minute. Yeah, I had like a scooter because I had broke my leg really, really bad.
Yeah.
Like really bad. And so anyway, I was out and about. And I got on one of those scooters, and there was I don't know. I was just going through. I was not really doing anything. I was bored.
Yeah.
And then I saw, went down like the craft thing, saw paint, canvases.
That's cool.
And I'm going to start painting just out of the blue. I just, said
Right.
that, not realizing it, but it's actually been probably not next to God. And I'm not good at painting at all, but what is done
I
for
wouldn't
me,
say that.
what is done for me though, it's like the only time I'm chill and happy. Like if I paint something, I'm into it, man.
It's like cathartic.
Yeah. The next day I'm in a better mood. All right. You know what I mean? I'm happy.
That's awesome.
Now and it's true.
No, I know. I was just saying that's what.
Yeah. So, but I started as like a therapeutic type thing. When my leg was jacked up, I couldn't really do much to spend my time.
Yeah.
There were still some cracks of light trying to get into my real thick skull.
Every now and then a pig finds an acorn.
That's right. But anyway, we'll be right back. Now, listen, Jason. Oh, also, about a month ago, this is about time.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of ways, honestly, to spend my time learning new things, maybe learning some patience. But anyway, I went to this old spot and got a model car. It was the Smokey and the Bandit Firebird
Oh, that's
or whatever.
cool.
Anyway, I've got a lot of it done, but not the detail part. I'm going to end up letting you do. You want to put it together, finish it?
Well, wait a minute. How much time does that take? Like what is like?
Well, you seem like I just can't do little small detailed things.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I'll bring it and we'll go.
Cool.
That's another day.
All right.
But anyway.
Yeah. I'd be honored to finish off Smokey and the Bandit model, man. That'd be sweet.
I just don't want to mess it up.
No. Yeah, but I wanted to mention something in and out of time here as our theme, I guess, about understanding the origins of a sundial. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think as soon as there was a human,
Yeah.
and they saw a shadow, how a shadow changed on certain objects
Right.
throughout the course of the day,
Right.
probably wouldn't take too long for you, because they were building their civilizations where they lived. If they were planting crops, do they want the sun coming up here? Is this a crop that they want that sun to, you know what I mean? Do I want it to come this side or that side? There's a lot of planning with the shading of the shadows and time as the,
Right. But to have a place marker showing you, like a large wristwatch in the ground.
I spun out. I'm sorry. But that's what I meant, though.
No, but I'm interested because, was that like a slave owner that had to keep track of the time?
No.
Because most people focus on when the sun comes up and it goes down, and within the seasons, they have a general idea.
Oh, that's somebody. Oh, right. Oh,
so why would you need
the sundial?
The sundial.
Oh, that would be for total control.
Okay, yeah.
That's somebody.
I was wondering.
That won't shoot. Right. So maybe that's when it started to become. You're right. That was maybe Egyptians. I don't know who started. Egyptians start the sundial.
I'm not sure. It could have been Sumerians, Akkadians, Egyptians.
Well, what's the oldest living
Persians?
Intelligent civilization.
I think the times I've seen it was within the Persian and
Asia, maybe
Roman Empire.
Okay.
Yeah, like within Alexander the Great too.
But you know what?
Julius Caesar.
That's what they found. No one knows like another civilization somewhere else. In South America did it before.
Right.
But they don't know.
No.
They don't know. They don't know shit about time.
We could have, speaking of time, we could have had millions of years of civilizations, and then it's set on repeat: destruction, rebirth, and then progress. I mean, there's a lot of information that leads to the idea that there were many civilizations way before the Bible was written and any of that. What they were, I don't know, but there's a lot of archaeological evidence. So when we're talking about time, that's kind of fascinating, actually, because you got scientists saying where we live on 4.6 or 8 billion years. But then you have Bible, like literalists, saying it's only 7,000 years. Obviously, both or maybe one is wrong. Tom. Breaking away.
Well, y'all take it easy.
The moments that make up the dull day.
Y'all enjoyed this episode of Sowell Unveiled. We may be changing the name. I don't know, but I kind of like that name. But I don't know.
No, it's a great name.
But anyway, y'all take it easy. You don't like the mudslide?
Oh, I like that.
That's the name of the mudslide.
That's not the one you first used, was it?
Yeah,
it's similar.
Like
it's the same one.
Oh no, this is different. You've never heard this one. This one's pretty tight.
Oh, I thought that was the one you played earlier.
Nah.
Before.
Nah, this is good, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to figure out all the technical.
Didn't you have something similar before? I have to go back and listen.
This is the.
Oh, that's the one you had.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boogie on something. I don't know.
No, both of them are good.
And this is one. That was one I don't know, man. This was kind of tight. I like it.
That's your first one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And that's ain't looking back. That means you can't get back time.
Right.
Don't take it easy.